This is a high probability setup, while this is not a high probability setup. Now, the main reason why this is a high probability setup compared to this is the levels of demand and confluence, which would be these black lines right here, right? So you can see on the positive example where this is the high probability setup, we have 4 levels of demand, 4 time frames in confluence. We have the M15, we have the M1, the H4, and the M5. That is 4 time frames, 4 levels of demand in confluence. Now, this setup over here, which is the low probability setup, only has 1 level of demand in confluence, right? Now, with this strategy, the more time frames in confluence equals the higher probability setup, okay? So a setup with 4 time frames, 4 levels of demand is going to be a higher probability setup compared to a setup with only 1 level of demand, okay? Now, think of every level of supply or every level of demand. I'm going to just focus on level of demands right now, and then I will show you basically the same example with a level of supply. But think of these levels of demands that you see on the screen as just an opportunity for price to hit that level and then reverse and hopefully go back into profit, right? Because the way I trade is through limit orders, okay? So my limit order would be pending on this first level of demand. So this M15. Now let's do this. Let's say price is coming down to that level and we tap into it. So as of right now, I would be entered in on this trade. Now, a lot of times we get a very accurate entry. That's what I love about this strategy. And we bounce and go to profit right off that first level. Really don't take much drawdown. But sometimes we're going to take drawdown, right? But that's why we enter off levels with more time frames and confluence. So we might go all the way down to this M1 demand, but maybe even further to this H4 and maybe even further to this M5, right? We would be looking for price to reverse and go to profit right there, right? Because you have to think of every level, like I mentioned, as a level that it could possibly bounce from. So if we tap into this M1, that's a level that price could possibly tap right into and then go back to profit. We might not get the move from there. We might go a little lower, might tap into the H4, and that might bring us into profit. So like I said, you have to think of each level as just an opportunity for price to bounce and go back into profit, right? You're basically giving yourself 4 opportunities for price to not hit your stop loss, okay? That would be 4 opportunities compared to this setup over here where you only have 1 level, like I mentioned, right? So if you only have 1 level, let's say our limit order gets hit, right? Now we're in this trade, we're floating in profit a little, we dip back lower, now we're looking like this, right? Where's price most likely going to go? Price is most likely going to stop loss because we have no other levels of demand, no other opportunities for it to reverse and go back into profit, right? Let's say we had a level right here, right? Let's put this M1 right here. That's probably where price would go. And then we would see us move back in that direction, right? Because price is going to go to the next level of demand if it's going lower. The market likes to move off levels of supply and levels of demand. It's that simple, right? So obviously looking at these side by side, you can just see that this is your higher probability setup, while this is your lower probability. If it breaks that 1 level of demand that you were hoping to enter off of, you're most likely going to stop loss like we just talked about because there's no other levels of demand in confluence. While this, you're giving yourself 4 opportunities. Now, I need a minimum of 2 time frames in confluence to take the trade, okay? Minimum of 2 time frames in confluence. So this is a very high probability setup for me because we have 4 time frames in confluence. But let's delete the M1 and let's delete the M5, right? Now let's just say that's the only 2 levels we have on this setup, the M15 and the H4. Now you might be thinking, oh, that doesn't look much better than the one over here, right? 2 time frames is sometimes all you need. If price is making its way down, we tap into the level that we would be getting our entry from. And let's say it doesn't bring us all the way to profit, which a lot of times it does. Now we have a target where, okay, we're in some drawdown, but we know that price is most likely going to move to that next level of demand, which would be the H4 in this example. And we would be hoping to get a bounce from there. So we know, okay, if we're breaking past that level, it's not like we're just automatically going to run to stop loss. There is a possibility of getting a reversal at this next level, which would be an H4 demand in this example. So market would push down to here, price would tap into there, and this would hopefully be the level to push into a take profit level, right? So just like that, 2 time frames makes a huge difference. Just having that backup time frame can make you feel a lot more confident in the setup, and all you need sometimes is just that extra level to give you that push. If price is coming in maybe a little too bearish, since we're looking for longs, right? Let's say we're doing this, then we get here, we tap all the way into there, then we might get the retracement up and start doing it, right? That's all you need sometimes. It's nothing crazy. But when you look at it over here, when it's that 1 time frame, once you break past that level, there's just a bigger chance that you're going to stop loss over here compared to this setup right here. Now here's the same example, but now we are talking about supply. So let me just go ahead and put this down for the people that are maybe new and don't know really supply and demand. If you don't know much about it, watch my other videos. But supply, you sell from, demand, you buy from. Okay, so what we were just talking about, we would be taking longs from there. We would be buying. Right now, this is where we would be looking to sell from. So this is that example, right, with the 4 time frames at Confluence. So it's just flipped. Now we're selling from it. If price is moving up and we tap into it, right now we would be in the trade. Obviously, we want it to go down to profit, which happens a lot of times, but we might go to the H4, M1, and then the M15 might give us that push we really need, and then we might go to take profit, right? There's obviously still a chance, even with the 4 time frame in Confluence setup, that we can run to stop loss still, but the key thing I'm saying, the key phrase is higher probability. We're looking for the higher probability setups, right? And that would be this right here. So it's the same thing with demands. You have to think of every level like an opportunity. And I mean, trading's a probability game. You want the highest probability to go into profit. So why would you take this setup right here when there's only 1 time frame in Confluence compared to just taking this setup? I'd rather not take this setup, right? Because if you know my rules, minimum of 2 time frames in Confluence to take the trade. So I would not be taking this setup, and I would be waiting for this setup right here. And if I'm not waiting for a specifically, let's say 4 time frame in Confluence setup, because sometimes there's not going to be 4 time frames, I'm going to be waiting for at least one with maybe 2 time frames, just like this, you know, because it's going to be the same thing where price is going, might tap into that level right there, and that's what maybe will bring us into profit. It's a probability game, okay? I'm not risking my capital on this setup because I know, okay, if price taps into it and we break past it, we're most likely going to stop loss. Now you can ask, oh, Alex, but if we break past that, can't you just go ahead and immediately cut your loss? You can if that's your trading style. For me, I have a set stop loss. So normally for YM, it's 40 points. 40 points for a stop loss, 40 points for a TP1. For NQ, it's 25 points stop loss, 25 points for a TP1. So I'm not moving my stop loss. You know, normally I'm keeping it at 25. I never move it any further. It's never going to go past 25. 25 is the max. Now, the reason I wanted to make this video is because I get people sliding up on my Instagram when I'm like posting my live trades and stuff, just asking, oh, how do you know the difference between a high probability setup versus a low probability setup? But this is why I made this very simple but quick video. Now, if you want to learn more about this strategy, because like I said, I didn't go into too much depth with this type of video, you can either A, watch my other YouTube videos talking about the strategy, B, join my one-on-one mentorship where I specifically help you one-on-one for 2 months, try to become a profitable trader. I'm going to be teaching you the strategy in depth, teaching you about psychology, risk management, and I'm going to be helping you build a personalized trading plan. Just make sure you click the link in the description or click the link in the bio and apply for my one-on-one mentorship. And if you are a great fit, we'll hop on a call and we will start going to work right away. And the third option is if you just want to trade live with me Monday through Friday at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, have access to the Saturday educational calls, and have access to the Sunday market breakdowns, you can click the link in the description or link in my bio that says trade live with me, and you can go ahead and join there. And there's a ton of value that you can gain on a daily basis in there as well. That is going to be it for this video. It was just something super quick, super basic. So make sure you leave a like, and if you have any questions, leave a comment down below. Peace out.